should start doing that because, like, I want to make sure that I'm not between the camera and a hand.
I should go on and get that right up.
Okay, so yeah,
Choices for me.
shimmy that way just a little bit. There we go. That should work better. Okay, so nothing changes conceptually or as a baseline idea, regardless of where you're working. When you're working in the hand, one thing is going to stay still, one thing is going to move in relation to it. Right, so the thumb, I hope this shows up okay on camera because the reason I'm recording it is so that you guys can see this okay over time. The thumb, you can either have the thumb moving and the hand still, or the hand moving and the thumb still. So as a general concept, I have the hand here, right? So the thumb's going to be there. I can work on the thumb. Actually, my preference, sorry, I want to make sure I'm doing this the way that I would actually do it, is here, right? So I've got the hand relatively still. I check the thumb. It moves real good this way. It does not do that well. You agree? Right? So this is a nice slide. If you actually see the bone here, right? Maybe it'll show up on the camera, I don't know. But right there, you can see that bump. Hopefully some of you can see that. Here, there should be a bump there. There's no bump. It's not sliding, right? So I can start to bring it this way. So the hand's relatively still because I've got the palm right there. Bring it here, and I want more out of it. So I'm going to try to take the lever further that way so the top slides that way. Now, if I compress it, it slides a tiny bit more. If I distract it, really doesn't do anything. The wrist starts to move, right? So I'm comparing my activating forces at this point to see what gives me more of the goal movement. That's no different. It's the same no matter where I go. Still hand, moving thumb. I'm activating by comparing compression and distraction. Then I'll see if the shear does, or sorry, the torsion does anything. Interestingly, that does a little something for me, which I didn't expect it to do. That does nothing. So there, and then it's just that kind of on-off sometimes. So you can articulate it. You can, rhythmically move it. It's not going to do a ton to the tissue, but sometimes it just feels nice. So whether or not your rhythmicity or the manner in which you're applying it does something to a muscle spindle or it does something cognitively because it feels nice to the person. So whatever top-down protection they would do changes, then that's the case. Whichever one it is, or if it's both at the same time, doesn't really matter. Right? Okay. So now that feels good because it was already good. That's not done. It's better, correct? So that was the joint articulation. That's the joint mobilization. So it's comparing compression and distraction, a little bit of torsion to see if something adds. Now, because it didn't necessarily do what I wanted in total with respect to the joint articulation, my next thought would be, no, not necessarily. Still thumb moving hand. Fair. I could do this. No, what tissue? Because I did a joint mob. What? No, soft tissue. I don't discriminate that way. Now I can work the thenar tissue, right? So now it's still muscle. So if I push this way and then I push this way, that's more restricted. So basically around that, I can just mold my hand and I can move the tissue. So I go perpendicular to fiber direction, wiggle, wiggle, squishy down, no squishy up, right? Hold. And now I can move. So now I'm working that tissue perpendicular to soft tissue direction or perpendicular to fiber direction. Still muscle, moving bone. So you see my hand wiggle on the thumb a little bit. That's adding stress to the tissue and taking it away. It's very tiny, very minor. So I've moved from a joint articulation, because that's what I was trying to show first, not because that's necessarily what I would do first, but because that's what I was showing. So now we shift over to that soft tissue. But you see how it's the same, right? Still muscle, moving bone. Still bone, moving muscle. See? It's just a tinier area, right? So I go back to the test. Squishy. Better squishy, yeah, right? So down because it was good. Move my hand back to where I was. That's nice. That feels better again. It's not done, but it's better again, right? So now I could just turn into a complete jerk and be like, let's go, which I'm not going to do, right?